Don't let the elders die with the recipes, just like what we just had right there. Them mothers would come in the door shouting. The old saints would come in and put off shoes and earrings and everything. They tear this place up. They come in sharp as a chitlin, but baby, would nothing be standing when they leave. They have to drag them out to the car. Don't y'all want to see some more of those days where you ain't got the pump and prime people? They come in unsaved and bring the drugs and lay it on lay guns all on the altar. And y'all be like, oh, I'm scared. No, the devil is a lie. Bring them guns in here so God can save you real good and sanctify you. Turn a thug into a preacher. Y'all don't hear me. That's what your kids need to be saved. Some of them out there thugging out. Am I talking good? You want God to save them and make them a preacher. If that's what you want God to do for your kids, you ought to be praying for somebody else's child. Bring the gangbangers. If they don't come to the church, where can they go? If the hookers don't come to church and you looking at them crazy, where can they go? Some of y'all was on the pole. Don't you look at me in that tone of voice. You ain't always been saved up in here. I know you got your little missionary license, but underneath that is some stuff up in here. And if you don't pray today, you'll go back to doing what you're doing. And if these people keep pressuring y'all in Washington and you don't have the real Holy Ghost, you'll go back to what you know, making money. Some of y'all was out there swinging and selling liquor and everything else. Am I talking good up in here? For little girls, big-eyed heifer. Huh? How many of you know the thing that the enemy tried to call against you is the thing that God will use to bless you? My grandmother used to call my eyes, you just a big-eyed heifer. And I thought it was such an ugly thing, but I reached up to a heifer. That's a cow that's never had a baby. And those big eyes was the thing that I could use to get Bishop. He saw them big old eyes, he couldn't resist, baby. A fearless woman is a strong woman. And brothers, if you don't have a strong woman, you sure ought to get you one. I know I had some help in here because life is going to hit you with something. You're going to need a girl that's standing beside you that is not just trying to get a check, that's not just trying to get her light bill, but a strong woman will stand by your side and say, for God I live and for God I die. We're not going to buckle under depression, no. We ain't going to speak that into this household. Come on, man of God. You got what it takes. I'm with you. Am I talking good here? A real woman of God and a strong woman of God and a fearless woman of God is not a threat to a man, but she's an asset and not a liability. Huh? And if a brother don't understand that, you got some insecurity problems that you and a therapist need to work out. That is not my problem because you don't know who I am and because you can't handle the truth. I know I'm talking good here. She's not, you got it in there. Tom Cruise, that man said, you can't handle the truth. Bad teachings in our churches have taught us not to connect with women. And not just the men, but other women fight against other women. Don't y'all look at me like that. That's what's wrong with America. They say they ain't ready for no woman in leadership. Well, that's a lie because your big mama ran your community. Your mama raised some big old crusty, rusty, burly men. And your mama would get in his chest and bust him in the chest and said, talk back to me. See, if I brought you in this world, I will take you out. You would rather them call the National Guard, you would rather them call the Army and the police, but don't call my mama. Some people would rather listen to a supervisor than a praying woman. And you can hear the same thing from somebody else, and you act like it's the first time you heard it because it was your wife or your sister or your mama that told you, and because she's a woman, you don't want to hear it from her. Is this mic still on? God is raising up women that are fearless. And I'm going to tell you something. You might need a strong woman in your house and a fearless woman in your house because you don't never know what's going to happen to you. I know some women that had to step up and leave the house because their husband got sick or because they got laid off. And that girl stepped in and she just began to help. She's begun to raise up them kids. She began to balance that money. Am I talking good in here? She'll turn a wreck into a check. She'll turn a house into a home. Women are not wimp. If you mess with us, if you mess with our kids and our family, we'll go after you. It was Delilah that brought Samson down. Jezebel went after Elijah. He called down fire from heaven, and then he ran from Jezebel. Adam gave in his keys when Eve got through talking to him. A woman can be lethal, she can be dangerous, but she can also be a blessing. It was Eve that turned it upside down, but it was Mary that put that thing back together. Am I talking good? A woman can make you, and a woman can break you. And if a woman double team you like those Black Panther girls in Black Panther, baby, them bald head girls did some things. You get a bunch of women that will get on one accord. If we can stop cat scratching, if we can stop fighting each other, if you can stop being jealous, if you can stop being a hater, if you can stop trying to do witchcraft and hope that I fail. But if you lock arms with me, we can put that devil on the run. Look at a sister and say, put that devil on the run. And when a woman go after you, you are in trouble. We ain't no mad black women. They try to label us as mad black women. We ain't mad, except for we mad about injustice, that we help build the country and help birth out a country, help build families and communities, help push out votes, and then you want to tell me that I'm not qualified? You want to overlook me? That's what we mad about. Anybody would be mad if they were oppressed. That's why they're putting laws out right now, trying to oppress us even further. But tell somebody we ain't going back. Some of you have stopped speaking. Some of you have stopped saying something. But you got to speak that word. You got to declare that word. You got to decree that word. You got to speak to your children no matter what they're doing and where they are. You got to speak it into the atmosphere. I wish I had some help here. Some of you are not speaking that word. You're waiting for somebody to prophesy. But you got to prophesy to your own situation, because ain't nobody in your house but you. You got to speak to your own body and tell the devil he's a liar. You got to prophesy. Somebody shout prophesy. Folks are trying to discourage you. Many of you have gotten this so discouraged until we can't even get folks to come back to church like they ought to. Don't act like I'm on the slow bus now. People are not in church the way they should be. Huh? And many of you are operating in fear. And you know good and well you're not no scary person. Girl, you did everything but burn down the church. You fight anybody. You didn't care who they were. The bigger they are, the harder they fail. You fight your brothers. You the only girl. You tear them up. You was fighting in school so much your mama and them stayed up that the teacher knew you by hand. They didn't even have to see who was fighting in the lunchroom. It was you. You fought anything and anybody. You ain't that scary because you smoke weed behind folks you didn't even know. You smoke a joint behind somebody you know, y'all just be passing it around the room. Look how funny the saints be looking at me. Y'all be just drinking with people you don't even know them folks. You go out with somebody you just met. You have them to come over to your house. And then you going to get in church and act like you scared of the devil. I call apostle. Apostle that can't be worried with y'all all the time. First lady don't need y'all calling her all time of the night. You got to learn to fight for yourself. They want to be on a cruise. They want to go on vacation. They ain't got time. You get your own self, get that oil out there and say, for God I live and for God I die up in here. You ain't that scary. You came from Bankhead. Just because you in Buckhead, you from the hood, boo. You knew how to scrap. They didn't even have to say nothing to you. You get up and jump on them for looking at you. You full of road rage, and you get up in here and act like you scared. God is looking for some fierce fighters